I'm Allison Sanford.
And my name is Phillip Sanford.
And this is our story. In the fall of 2012, we sold our house, and we were so excited because we thought we'd found the perfect house. Unfortunately, the contract on the perfect house fell through, and we were now faced with a sold home and nowhere to go.
After exhausting all other possibilities, we were given the option to live in a camper, which sounds like it sounds, but we figured we could do anything for a couple of weeks.
Camper living was an adjustment, to put it nicely. It was hard. 2 adults, an 80-pound dog, living in 60 square feet on wheels is not for the faint of heart. But we continued to pray and seek the Lord, and we trust that He would provide in His timing. After several weeks, the cold showers, the microwave meals, the lack of heating or air, the constant visits from Ricky the raccoon, it really started to wear on us.
And after our 6th offer was rejected, we reached a new level of hopelessness. After 7 months of living in the camper, our 7th offer was accepted.
It is Wednesday night, and we are supposed to close on our house on Friday, which is now a little over 24 hours away.
How many days has it been?
We moved in here November the 6th. It's been over 7 months, which is why I look like this. Despite the terrible conditions of the house, we're really excited to finally have a home. There was no rest for the weary, though. We immediately went into full-fledged renovation mode.
No, it was tough. We felt like every wall that we tore down, every nail that we pulled out, just presented a new problem. But we did know that the Lord had provided us this house. We just didn't really realize the depth of what we were getting ourselves into.
In the midst of the construction chaos, Phillip began having complications resulting from a surgery he'd had about 10 years ago for ulcerative colitis. And then in August of 2014, he had to have surgery. And then actually again in October, he had to face another surgery. And unfortunately, those 2 surgeries proved unsuccessful, so he had a 3rd surgery on December 22nd of 2014.
We were still kind of reeling from all of my surgeries and health problems when we found out soon after that we were actually pregnant. Being pregnant made all the other problems seem to dissolve and go away. Everything was kind of right with the world.
Tuesday evening, hey, what's to lose? Let's take a pregnancy test. Lo and behold, it was positive.
February 12th was a Thursday. I was at work when I got the call from Allison telling me to hurry up and get to the hospital as quickly as I could, that she was being rushed into emergency surgery.
Yeah, I'd had a checkup that morning. I'd had some symptoms that didn't really seem normal. The ultrasound revealed that this pregnancy was actually an ectopic pregnancy that had ruptured, which caused my fallopian tube to rupture, which had led to a lot of internal bleeding. So the surgery was necessary to remove that pregnancy and remove the tube, and then also stop the bleeding. We were crushed.
We were still recovering from Allison's surgery when I began to develop a lot of pain in my hands and my joints, a lot of swelling, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. We ended up back in the hospital before we knew it, trying to determine what was causing this, and it ultimately led to several doctors having diagnosed me with an autoimmune disease where my body was basically attacking itself, causing debilitating inflammation in all my joints.
Thankfully, we were able to get Phillip on a drug that seemed to really control the inflammation. And then in July, we found out that we were pregnant again. We were optimistic as we began ultrasounds and blood work. But about a week into the process, our doctor told us that this was not a viable pregnancy. And about a week after that, I ended up miscarrying. And the ups and downs of those 2 weeks were truly gut-wrenching.
So in less than 12 months, between Allison and myself, we had been through 4 surgeries, 2 miscarriages, and thousands of dollars in medical bills and medical expenses, all while still trying to get through the renovation process.
And despite the circumstances or how it might have appeared from the outside, we truly felt a sense of peace as we walked through all these trials. We never felt like God had abandoned us. We knew that God was faithful, and we knew that He would provide what we needed when we needed it. In January of 2016, we found out that we were pregnant again, now for the 3rd time.
I went to the doctor today because on Thursday I took a pregnancy test that was positive. Here's to tomorrow hearing about my blood work and what she thought of the ultrasound.
Yeah, and they've been monitoring Allison pretty closely through this whole process, considering her previous 2 miscarriages. So we went in on the 28th, and we go in to do the ultrasound, get set up, and there was the heartbeat.
I'm closer than you can see, and my love is greater than you know. Feel the way.
Since then, we've had several ultrasounds and appointments, and thankfully things are going well, and we still have a healthy baby moving around and a strong heartbeat, and we're so thankful. And we know that in all things, God works together for good.
Yeah, and He's been so faithful to us over the last couple of years to be with us through all these trials and sustain us through all that we've had to endure.
Yeah, and we know that this pregnancy is an opportunity to point to Him, and ultimately, we want to bring Him honor and glory.
Already know who's gonna save you. Already wrote the end of the story. You were made for me, and I'll never leave you. And in the end, you will be happy.
It's such a testament to His faithfulness, to how much He loves us, how much He loves us, how much He loves us. He loves us so much.
What's a huss?